area and at an affordable price. For the hard worker, there's name brand Carhartt work clothes and all the right sizes with plenty to select from. That Boot Store, Tuesday through Thursday, 9 to 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5:30. Next to Billboard Kia, 15th Street, Panama City. That Boot Store, where God is good all the time.
I've been in the sports industry for 25 years as a coach, worked with thousands of young athletes, and been fortunate to win multiple national championships. What truly amazes and saddens me after all these years is how many of the problems we see center around parents making youth sports unpleasant for young athletes, coaches, officials, and fans. I've recently partnered with a nonprofit company that prioritizes what is really important in youth sports: kids, conduct at games, and coach education. It's time for a change. Check out trustedcoaches.org.
Hi, I'm Chad Greenway. After retiring from the NFL, I've embraced my new role coaching my kids. Coaches may have the biggest impact on a young person's life. Unfortunately, youth sports are littered with coaches that are focused on the wrong things. That's why it's so important that parents can trust who's coaching their kids. Can you trust your child's youth coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to utilize trusted coaches to train, screen, and educate all of our basketball coaches. Go to trustedcoaches.org to learn more. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Northwest Florida's home for college football bowl games. WGSX Lunan, WVLQ Port St. Joe.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
And powered by Panama City Rise and Shine Campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Say hot tub. Rubber dub and hot tub. Rubber dub and me. Shall I get the hot tub?
Yeah.
Will it make me sweat?
Yeah.
Shall I get the hot tub?
Yeah.
Will it make me wet?
Yeah. Well. Hey, I like that shirt you got on in there.
Well, thank you very much. Somebody that appreciates me got this
I sure
for me
did.
for
Look
Christmas.
at that. Did you see it? Did you see what I got him? Wildcats.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, go Bucks. I mean, go
Nice and
Wildcats.
fuzzy and warm.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Thank you.
They got a good coach now, too.
They do. I'll tell you what. You notice how they got? They picked up some transfers already.
Yeah.
Quarterback. I forgot the quarterback now. It caught my attention. Pretty good ball player. Kentucky's got some money.
Supposedly he was going to Sam Levitt from Arizona State, I believe.
That's who it was. Yeah.
But now he's visiting LSU because they missed out on the Cincinnati quarterback, so that might be on pause.
Ooh, Lane coming in there.
Yeah. That was the rumor going around between Christmas and New Year's up there.
Did you see where, speaking of Lane, did you see where, who's that big guy we just arrested, went in the country and took him? What's his name?
Maduro.
Did you see that he was in there with Pete Eddy, is that his name?
Yeah.
And Pete Eddy got in trouble.
Yeah.
They were in the same, for some reason they had him, they had him in the same jail for not long, just for like half a day or something like that. Pete Eddy came up to him and said, I heard they took your oil. He goes, yeah. He goes,
heard they took yours too.
No, he said, no, you can use some of mine. They had a picture of that. I about died laughing when I saw that. That was crazy.
That's some funny memes.
And why did I bring that up? I have no idea, but I did. Anyway.
It's a great day for Venezuela.
Yeah, man, it sure is. Great day for the SEC. My goodness, basketballs. We are a basketball conference now. Alabama basketball is incredible. Well, that's what we're going to focus on, I think, the rest of the year. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, how was Christmas and how was Happy New Year and everything? How you been doing?
We've been doing good. I mean, I spent that with my mom. Went over to my brother's. My nephew had his firstborn. It was first Christmas, so we spoiled him and had a great time. You know, seeing his face light up when he opened presents. So, really happy to be around the family. You know, my dad was down for Thanksgiving. I don't get to see him a lot because he's up in Cincinnati. Him and my sister always tune in and listen and watch from
I went to Cincinnati over the holidays.
Yeah,
it was cold.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, but we had a great time, great with family, just, doing our thing and having some peace and some time off was fun.
Yeah, my time off was awesome.
Yeah.
I tell you, I loved it. I didn't realize this. You know Phil Cobb. I think you met Phil before.
Yeah.
The legendary Jay Michaels. I know they both had the same birthday, and we talked about this yesterday. I'll say it again. But what a great career Jay Michaels has had. He
absolutely.
50 years. We celebrated on New Year's Eve. We were there. We went and had dinner there. And the crowd that went there is the kind of crowd that goes and eats early and gets home, gets out of the traffic.
Right.
You don't want to be out around New Year's Eve. Yeah, old. That was it. That was the word I was looking for.
He was dancing around it.
And it was and there's a lot of people in there. But we're having a great time, man. We were having a great time, and then he had a bottle of champagne, and I was like, I didn't know what was going on, really. And he told me, and I said, 50, oh my God, you got to be kidding me, 50 years. We took a picture of him and we posted on ESPN, and that thing blew up. All the comments, all the wonderful comments people had to say about it. He truly is a local legend.
Absolutely.
People love that man.
Yeah, he's a good man, good business. That's what I strive to, look forward to. My life is being in business for 50 years. Hopefully I'll be able to retire before then.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you guys.
It's a little rough out there for the retail spaces, but, we have a good following. All the locals that support us, we definitely appreciate that. So we've made it through it, and we're doing pretty good. So we appreciate all the followers.
I think the inroads with the high schools, middle schools, stuff like that helps, and I think they can keep that thing rolling.
We have a lot of good relationships,
Well, you're local. You grew up here.
Those guys are great coaches, but they are embracing the weight room and how to get an edge nutrition-wise. So we get a lot of those kids. And the InBody 570 does a lot. And those people that are, looking for New Year's resolutions, trying to get in shape, come down and step on our InBody, talk to one of our certified sports nutritionists, try our free sample bar. We got a lot of good things going on down there this month.
And what's so great about today, and we got everybody listening today. Everybody's going back to school this morning.
Oof.
And I had
about that.
I had some people bad-mouthing the national show that they have on when we were out, and they said they were really happy yesterday we were back. And I appreciate it. They meant it or not, I really appreciate them telling me or saying that.
Yeah.
But it's great to be back with the people that listen to us. Everybody's going to school today. Jan Solaris is back at Arnold High School. She opened it up. I think technically it was in 99. We didn't open in 2000, but I'll never forget when a little trailer out at Beach Elementary, Janice, Dale McKenzie, and Julie and I. That was it. That was it. Sue Harrell was still, I think, at Mosley. And we ordered every piece of equipment at that school. Janice worked her tail. I mean, she was incredible. And I don't know how. She probably won't me tell you anyway how old she is. I don't even know. But she looks great.
Yeah.
And she's still working. I think she's the longest employee in the history of Bay County, I believe. If she's not, she's second.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been there forever. But her to be back and as the principal, Brett left. He retired early, bless his heart. Great family, great man, great job he did.
Yeah.
But Arnold is in great hands with Jan Solaris. So if you are there today, a teacher, students, or parents dropping kids off, make sure you say hello to her. I'm sure she'll be out front where everybody can see her. She's an incredible lady, unbelievable administrator. So Janice, we love you. Great, good luck to you as you. Maybe she can stay there for a year or so or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know what the game plan is if they're going to keep her there for. But anyway, what I was getting at, in a roundabout way, if you're listening this morning, you have a son or daughter involved in sports. Look right now, what's going on. At this time, if you're a senior in high school, junior, sophomore, these colleges are looking at you. Your competition is the hardest in the history of getting a scholarship, in the history of mankind, because now there's over 4,000 people that transferred out. So you're not even recruiting to get a scholarship. You're recruiting against another college kid, a college athlete, a starter.
Spot.
Yeah. That's what you're going against now. So if you can get an edge in any way to get your son and daughter, especially if they're in 9th grade, 10th grade, even if you're a senior, do it, but you might be behind the 8 ball right now. You got to start this stuff early. Visit with Jason. Find out what he needs. What do they need to eat? And that's the diet is so important in everything. And we have blown that, man. I watch all these kids, what they eat, what I eat, and I wonder how I survived this long, because we didn't know anything about what you should and shouldn't eat. We didn't. And the parents out there today don't know. Sugar's killing people.
Oh, 100%. The problem is when you're younger, you can get away with eating a little bad food.
But I see them eating all the time.
You're not going to maximize your potential.
Right.
If you want a scholarship, and there's a bunch of money in the scholarships now, you get NIL money. Role players on football teams are now making $50,000 to $100,000 a year. I mean, that's for guys that are third string. So,
right.
I mean, there's big money in college athletics now. So if you want to get that edge, I mean, if you want to maximize your potential, 90% of it's food. And if you learn that basis in nutrition, it doesn't matter what type of workout you have, or if you run, or you're lifting weights or whatever, you're going to have the basis to maximize your potential through nutrition.
I knew this stuff when Jared was growing up, and Jamie. And Julie kind of focused more on that. I'd focus in on Jared. There's things he was not allowed to eat.
Right.
I never let him soda. I'd cut back the intake of sugar. And look what he did in his career. I mean, he was built like you wouldn't believe. He was strong as a bull. His weight, his lift gave Arnold his first ever state weightlifting championship.
Right.
And I'm not saying that played a role in him being as good as he was. He started all 4 years as quarterback. He has every record in Arnold High School. He has records in Panhandle of Florida in passing.
Right, yeah. I mean, he's a tremendous athlete, too. But just to look at the life he has now, and just the basis that he used, just because he didn't go into sports, but now he's a successful husband, father. I mean, has a great job, so it translates into not only athletics, but future down the road about being accountable, about, being on
he still lifts weights, he still takes care of stuff. And that's just one of many players that did the right things and did those kind of stuff. But if you're a son, you got a son or daughter, it's worth going to Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Make sure Jason's there when you go. The other ones, they're knowledgeable. They know what they're going. But they can tell you what you need to eat, what not to eat. And everything they sell in is natural. It's not, these stuff I'm taking now, the side effects, these 3 pills they got me on now, I feel like crap. I've been feeling like crap for a month now. And I'm going to get off as soon as I can. I got to get blood work and stuff.
We'll sit down and talk, make a plan for you.
Yeah. It's just, I'm just telling you out there, if you want to get advantage your kid, go by and see him. If you want to lose weight, something like that, you need to do that. Getting back to, I got a question for you. I'm going to wait about 7:30. I want to talk about FSU and get your thoughts on something.
Yeah.
Are they, and I'll throw you a hint now you can think about till we get to it. But is FSU trending like Auburn? My whole lifetime, I never thought Auburn football. You would tell me that Auburn would go 4 or 5 years in a row with losing season in football.
Right.
I say you're out of your mind. Football's too big there. It's too important. And I'm starting to worry. Is FSU heading down that same road? And I'll even say the mighty Crimson Tide, I worry about the direction that program's going.
I worry about a lot of these big-time programs in the NIL era because it doesn't matter your history, your culture, your
that tradition, size. I had stuff on size of the stadium, facilities, how that used to be just, you look at that and look where they're at.
Right.
This past year, the guys that are playing for the national championship, their stadiums only hold in the 60,000s. They're little bitty tiny things.
Indiana playing Oregon in one side.
Yeah.
It's not traditional, like powerhouse. Oregon.
How big is Indiana Stadium?
Oh, man.
50,000?
Oh, less than that. That's like 30 to 40,000.
And Oregon's 60-something.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is 60-something. This is the smallest stadium, one of the smallest in the SEC.
In Miami,
nobody goes to games. It doesn't matter how big the stadium is, nobody goes to games.
I think they had more people at the Cotton Bowl than they did at home games this year.
I do. I think so.
Congratulations to them. What a great performance by them.
But that stuff used to matter. I remember back when we were coming up, it was the dorms. Alabama had Bryant Hall. It was like a palace, when they did it way back in the day. And that doesn't matter anymore. I miss the old days where everything was above board and there was no cheating. Some reason we did really well back in that time frame.
Yeah, it was weird that the SEC kind of fell off when everybody could pay players.
Well, no, don't remember SMU.
Right.
Remember SMU. Yeah. Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Clemson.
Yeah.
Should we keep going?
Probably.
that car was purchased by those families and it's in their names.
We've always had the boosters, slipping guys $500-600. But, when you look at LSU and some of the things that were going on there, they were getting 6 figures back in the 90s. And even Ed Orgeron on Busting with the Boys was like, the only difference in NIL is the bagman comes through the front door.
Do you think some of the older coaches were probably like, Ed, shut up.
100%. I think Ed Sankey was like, Ed, shut up, you know.
Maybe that's the reason he didn't get one of these jobs.
I'm sure. Because
I'd like to see him back in it. I like the guy.
And Johnny Manziel come out and said he got $2 million to stay at Texas A&M his junior year. Like, I don't believe anything he says, but I'm sure he got paid.
Can you believe him? He was going to be on College Game Day, A&M Miami, and he doesn't show up.
Well, he was in Miami partying the night before.
Yeah, and I think he'll never, ever get another appearance.
But why do we glorify people like that? Glorify the guys that do it right. You know, he's a tremendous talent. I'm not saying throw anybody under the bus. We all make mistakes, but this has been a lifelong mistake. He blew all his opportunities, so why are we glorifying
I got to brag
that?
on ESPN. I do. I thought they'd sell their soul to get more ratings. And when Lane Kiffin called and wanted to be on national TV, Georgia, Ole Miss, they said no. And that's surprising. I thought, you know what, they'll do it.
Yeah, right.
And every head coach in the SEC or anybody's recruiting the same players, which is across the country,
100%.
they'd all been upset if they'd have gave him national time on TV. It wasn't about him and the Ole Miss and all that. It was about him getting more players to LSU. That's all that was about. Or anywhere else.
Let's be honest. If Trinidad Chambliss gets a waiver, he's going to go after him hard. You know,
I think he just signed a new deal with Ole Miss.
He might have. I know Ole Miss is pushing really hard to get that extra year. So
Ole Miss has got some money now.
They do, and I'm happy for them that they won that game. I mean, you know, I thought Georgia, if they play that game, they might win it 8 times, but they made some really, really dumb decisions in that game that cost them.
Hey, Kirby. I thought I would never, and I'm not questioning anything he did. I'm not, but I do.
Right. Same way with Ryan Day.
One of them, I was like, what the heck?
It just goes to show you, and every fan base wants to fire their coach, that there's no perfect coaches out there. You know, I had some questions about the way
I'll tell you what, there's one I'd like to have from Indiana.
We'll see.
I wish he was Alabama.
If he finishes it, man, that guy's got the magic touch, because every team that had a layoff came in and looked flat in that first half at least, and then he came in and just steamrolled a really, really good Alabama team.
I tell you, it's great to see Jason back in here. I kind of missed him. He didn't show up again to eat with me at the Cajun place, have those 50-cent wings. But that's okay. I'm going to forgive him. Saved me a lot of money. Phil Cobb took me last night to Roadhouse, and I got grilled chicken and salad and ate half his steak. But
nice.
It was nice of him. We had a great time out there. Why I brought that up, I have no idea. But anyway, it's great to have everybody back here. It's good to see Wildcat
good to see
again.
You too, man. I hope y'all had a good Christmas.
Yeah, I tell you, I love all of our sponsors. Patrick, good seeing him yesterday. Chad, love Chad Mitchell. We got some good people.
Jason Stevenson.
This one right
Pat
here.
Perno, I see.
I love Pat. You saw Pat?
I see him all the time now. He comes in and he's looking good, lost weight, healthy.
He listened.
Yeah.
He listened to what we talked about. And I told him, I said, Pat, get off that stuff. I was on it, and Jason got me on this stuff. Look at my cholesterol numbers now. And it's all natural, and I feel better. And I'm getting ready to do that stuff again.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, let's talk about something. Talking about Pat Perno. You talking about the city commissioner, hey, what a great job he does. Get out to Beef Braze and Lynn Haven. You'll be glad you did. They treat you like family. The food's incredible. Atmosphere second to none. And Thursday night, 6:30, Ole Miss Rebels versus Miami. For me, playing at Southern Mississippi, we used to play them every single year. We didn't like them. They didn't like us. So it's kind of hard for me to pull for Ole Miss. Oh. And I'm from the state of Florida all these years, 50-something years. I'm kind of like, I don't know which way to go.
I think your heart will pull you toward Ole Miss versus Miami. I mean,
well, the SEC, just SEC,
okay.
SEC,
yeah.
Yeah. It just means we're gonna do that a little bit. It just means more. Yeah. It's been quiet though. It's been kind of quiet lately.
It didn't mean much in the bowl games, I guess. I mean, according to the fans, they don't matter anymore.
Anyway, get out to Beef Braze, watch all the games Friday night. And you can listen to them all right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Friday night, Indiana, Oregon. That could be the national championship game. We'll see. That's going to be played in the Peach Bowl.
Yeah, Georgia.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But right now, do I got time to do more? Sure. Let's talk about Russ. I love Russ and Amber. They're doing well. They're doing really well.
Oh, yeah. And, at this time of year, it's 8:30, Highway 77 in Lynn Haven. Right now, they're getting ready to go out with the old and in with the new, so to speak. New inventory. If you haven't been out there in a while, go out there and check it out, the new inventory. And they're still buying your old silver and old gold and giving you the best prices. David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77, London.
And if you're worried about that skin, You're right. You're doing the right thing. You be protective of your skin. You look at it, you feel it. If it doesn't look right, feel right, you go and make an appointment right now with Dr. Ward. If you live in this area, in this part of this world, he's got an office near you. We guarantee you that. And all it takes is 5 minutes and it can save your life. I say it all the time. That poor coach over in Houston, strength coach over there, skin cancer, he's no longer with us because of that. I had a guy work for me that was dealing with that stuff. I've had to deal with it. It's nothing to play around with. Go see Dr. Ward. Go see the best. That is Dr. Ward. Listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We get back. We got some information here. It's probably going to explain who does extremely well in college football and who does not. The home field advantage. We give you the secret to that when we get back, and you're going to be shocked. Probably not. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, anyplace, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, partly cloudy skies and a high of 68 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest around 9 miles per hour. For tonight, a mixture of some clouds and slight fog and a low near 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning, but otherwise some clouds and a high around 71. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose, hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
Experience a higher level of service. David Adamson Designer Jewelry has been providing you the very best of fine jewelry and repair in Lynn Haven for over 32 years. David has added Amber Anderson and Russ Clare, names you've known and trusted in PCB for years with your fine jewelry and watch needs. Find that one-of-a-kind engagement ring, that special anniversary gift, or something colorful just for you. Amber and Russ will find it or build it for you. Serving Bay County and beyond in Lynn Haven at the corner of Ohio Avenue and 9th. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
Stay out of his lane and stay off his yard.
Believe me, this man is a menace. He's always drinking, starting fights.
The Coach James Hale Show live from the J. Michael Studios.
Don't turn it off!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sorry about that. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. I was reading something, talking to Jason, having a good time in between. Someone texted me to announce Panama City Panthers have their kickoff classic Saturday, February 28th at Gavilac Stadium.
Oh, nice.
So that's pretty cool. Go check out and go support them. Again, Panama City Panthers kickoff classic will be Saturday, February 28th at Gavilac Stadium. Now, I don't know the time of that, but that would be nice.
I'll contact them. I work with a lot of their players, and we may even have one or two of them on like we did last year.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do that. So if you're listening right now, get up with Jason or myself, and we'll get you on here. Also, Friday, January 16th, at a basketball game at Arnold High School, the new Hall of Fame class introduction will happen then. Julie Hale, the first female athletic director in the Panhandle, Florida, Jeremy Hester, Ashley and Amber Booker, unbelievable athletes. Jeremy Hester, that's a great class right there. Great class.
Superstar class there.
Yes, no doubt. That will be January 16th at Arnold High School. And again, speaking of Arnold High School, Jan Solaris is back in charge over there. Brent Smith is, bless his heart, his mother's had some issues, and he was going to, I think, retire at the end of the year, but he had to move that up somewhat. What a great job he did. I love that guy.
Yeah.
And Janice is back in the saddle, so that's a good thing. Arnold's going to be in pretty good shape there. All right, speaking of advantages in college football, these are the top 10 schools that have the most advantage on a Saturday night, especially Saturday night, maybe even Saturday morning. Hell, who knows? Maybe Saturday at 11 o'clock. I don't know. But, Jason, let's start at number 10. I'm going to give you the names, then I'll come back and give you the numbers, and then I'll let you and Wildcat guess what we're talking about.
All right.
At number 10, talking about stadiums, college football stadiums, Texas Tech. Number 9, how this happened, I'll never know, Kentucky. Number 8, Indiana. Yeah, Indiana. Number 6, Michigan. Number 5, Mississippi State. I get it. I get it. I grew up in that. I played football in that state. I coached there. I understand this. Not at Mississippi State, Southern.
Right.
Number 4, Oregon. Don't know much about that. Number 3, Nebraska. Okay, I can see that. Number 2, definitely. Amen. Number 2, LSU. Number 1, Texas A&M. What do these people, these stadiums, what's this ranking about? Is it the noise? Is it the size? It can't be the noise. Maybe
the size.
It could be the noise, but size.
Money generated.
Ticket prices.
What?
Ticket prices.
No.
Money
generated?
Money generated.
Yes, you're getting hot. You're getting hot. They sell something at these stadiums.
This stuff.
Alcohol.
What?
Alcohol.
Hey. We got a winner. We got a winner. Jason Kovaleski's won it. These people led the nation in alcohol
Kentucky
sales.
wasn't number 1.
They got a lot of free moonshine. They got snuck in.
If their stadium is bigger.
I forgot about that.
All right, this is what they sold. Okay, Texas Tech, $1,613,277 at number 10. At number 9, Kentucky, $1,629,540.
In Kentucky's defense, they do have a lot of dry counties, even still yet today, where they don't sell alcohol.
What amazes me, some of these stadiums are small. This is telling you who the true drinkers are in college football.
Hey, man.
People that can adjust.
LSU does not surprise me. The only surprise is they're not number 1 by a mile.
And they got a big stadium, too, so they really are knocking out of the ballpark. But Indiana's got a small little stadium. What'd you say, maybe 48, 50,000?
I'll look it up just so we're not like...
They sold, and they usually cut... No, but think about it. Now, I know at Alabama, they stopped selling in the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
So I think they do that across the board.
A lot of stadiums are doing that, yeah.
Indiana, $1,794,777 worth of alcohol. Now, I don't know how many home games that is. Probably 6. Let's go to number 7.
52,000 for Indiana.
52,000, and they're way up there. Them people can drink.
But they just, I think, signed a contract to build a whole new football facility, stadium, everything.
I bet.
Yeah.
We're seeing stuff we never thought we'd see in our lifetimes.
No, yeah, it's crazy.
Minnesota. I'm sorry, number 7 was Minnesota. They had 2,144,679. That is cold up there.
It is cold.
They drink up there, stay warm, have a good time. At number 6, Michigan Eddie, $2,201,895.
They drink to forget.
They got a good coach, man. I'll say that.
Whittingham,
that was a great hire.
We didn't even mention it yesterday, I don't think. All right, the top 5 drinkers in the country.
Yeehaw.
And this small, probably the 3rd smallest in the SEC, maybe 2nd, I'm not sure. Mississippi State. Well, hell, look at Brian, you can tell. Look at that. Mississippi State, $2,508,891 they've sold in alcohol. Number 4, Oregon, about 68,000 in the stadium.
Yeah.
$2,735,877.
I don't understand that one.
Yeah, that one's a little out there because that's a whole different.
Mm-hmm. I don't know much about them out there. Usually
I just know it's a lot of Antifa out there.
A lot of weirdness out there. Number 3, Nebraska, God's people. Them good people out there in Nebraska.
And they haven't won anything in a while, so they're doing
well, they should never join the Big Ten. They joined the Big Ten to get the money.
Yeah.
They ain't got the wins.
Trying to get the spirit.
And that's amazing. A blue blood program like that is completely falling off the map. I don't know if they'll ever get back. That's what I'm saying.
Now is NIL. If you don't have a couple billionaire boosters that are willing to flush money down the toilet, and you're just not going to compete.
Yeah. And the thing about that, all conferences are not created equal, and schedule does matter. Number 3, Nebraska, $3,092,900, and the kings of college football. where it just means more.
Yeah.
SEC, LSU at number 2. I can't believe they got beat. Now, let's look at why is this true. There's 107,000 people go to Texas A&M games. LSU's 100,000, 101, I think, 102, something around there.
More people.
So you got a little bit more people. But here we go. LSU spent $3,676,964 on alcohol.
Good job.
Congratulations.
And that was not including Jello shots.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to bump those up, LSU. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You're our legends.
Unbelievable. And this one, the new king of the drinkers, the number 1 stadium, Texas A&M, Kyle Field. This is crazy. $4 million.
Texas A&M?
$740,922 they spent on almost $5 million on alcohol.
I heard, and this is confirmed, that $3 million of that was Johnny Manziel.
Oh my God! So drinking has become a big part of. It always has been.
Right.
How many of those teams were SEC teams?
It just means more. That's good for 1, 2, 3, 4 from the SEC. Big Ten.
Come on, SEC.
Let's look at the Big Ten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got a lot of alcoholics up there.
It's cold, man. You got to do something.
And the Big 12 had Texas Tech. Wow.
Okay.
But anyways, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of different. I thought for sure it'd be LSU.
I did too.
Drink the sorrows away.
A&M's got a big stadium now. They got the 112,000, I believe, at Kyle Field now. So.
Yeah. And they had, it's amazing. We talked about yesterday the TV rankings on bowl games. Nobody goes, but people are watching. They knocked it out of the ballpark. Yeah. ESPN's making money. And now I do have this year's TV rankings of playoff games. Another unbelievable. The range went through the roof. People are still watching. It's bigger than ever.
I'm surprised.
The advertisers are happy. They're really happy.
I think there's more mainstream fans that are coming on board because it's got that NFL structure to it. So I think a lot of fans that aren't necessarily tied to these programs are tuning in to watch kind of like the playoffs like they do with the NFL. And gambling. Let's not beat around the bush. It's legal in almost every state now. So people are putting $5, $10 on their hard bet apps and they're watching the games just to see what happens.
Yeah.
So.
All right, we get back. We'll talk about FSU. I'm going to ask Jason a tough question, see what his thoughts is on this, and hopefully we give you a little insight. And if you want to call us, give your input on FSU. The number today is 215-6290. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Are we going to give anything away today? No. We gave away too much.
Yeah.
Santa's gone.
We have to restock.
We got to restock. Yeah. All right, so some of the great people we have, just like the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. 50 years in business. The food's incredible. The atmosphere. The restaurant is a museum. The surfboards hanging from there. If I just had them, I'd be a wealthy man.
I saw that in the picture.
All that
stuff you've been talking about.
They got a motorboat hanging down from the roof. They got shotguns through there. Pistols. Antiques. It's unbelievable. The legendary J. Michael's. Best seafood, ice cold beer. The legendary J. Michael's. Tomorrow is the world-famous J. Michael's Spaghetti. We'll be there today at 11 o'clock. Come by and say hello at J. Michael's. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, 2 great locations, Pier Park, 23rd Street. And John, Charlotte, we love you. FSU Update is brought to you by Newbies. 4 wonderful locations for your entertainment and for your pleasure. I tell you what, you will have a wonderful time at any one of the 4. If you're in St. Andrews, get out there and check out the new Blue facility. You'll have a wonderful time there. Newbie 2 on the Curve. Go watch Ole Miss. Go watch Indiana and Oregon play Friday. All the NFL playoff games. And Monday night, the Steelers playing Houston. I can't wait to watch that one. I finally watched the entire game of the NFL game the other night. Sunday night, I watched the the Steelers beat the Ravens. Yeah. I love Derrick Henry, right. And I've always liked the Steelers. I've always been a Steelers guy. They win. They won back in the 70s. So it's kind of special. Anyway, get out there and watch it there at John and Charlotte. We love y'all. Thank you for everything you do for us. We'll be right back.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your spot for college basketball.
And it goes in at the buzzer. Got it!
Listen to select games from the LSU Tigers, Florida Gators, the Auburn Tigers, and the biggest games around the country play here.
Three-pointer, puts it in. Oh, you saw that coming, Ram.
The most live college basketball in the Panhandle.
Game is over.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
Get ready to connect. ESPN Northwest Florida is proud to welcome and feature the newest additions to our Panama City Beach Chamber family.
Welcome to the Beach Chamber. Dream Vacations, Joan Duggins. Bayview Wellness and Aesthetics. Trauma Hogs, Catering and Seasonings. And Zen Business.
Step in, grow, and connect with the community that celebrates your achievements.
Congratulations from ESPN Northwest Florida.
And the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce, reaching Bay County and beyond.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all. The Coach James Hale Show.
Pro gun, pro flag, and pro peace shot.
Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! FSU Update is brought to you by Newbies. Get out to one of the 4 great locations. Have a wonderful time. I just bragged on John and Charlotte. Love them to death. Charlotte is giving so much money back. It's incredible. John, same thing. Wonderful people. Got great hearts. Get out and support them at one of the 4 locations and tell them Coach sent you. All right, Jason, we talked about the Florida State. We're going to focus in on football right now. We're not talking about baseball. We're not talking about soccer, where they're the king. We're talking football. Auburn, 5 losing seasons. That's hard for me to comprehend. 5 losing seasons. FSU, they go from not getting the playoffs.
Undefeated season.
Don't get in. And then Ole Miss does with the no coach. But anyway, they didn't get in. And look what's happened since then. They fell apart. They did rebound somewhat. You know, people get upset, but they did from 2 wins to 6? I think was it 6? Maybe 5, 6, 7, whatever. It was still more than 2. Yeah, still more than 2. But my question is this: they don't have the money at like Big Ten schools, SEC schools. They're demanding more money from the ACC. Do you know Miami's going to get all their money? I read this. Is it true? I think it is. $14 million they're going to get. The ACC is going to let them keep that. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I've heard. That's what I saw.
That too. It's hard to tell what's real and what's not because you don't know what's true. AI little lies out there nowadays. So I read the same thing. So good for the ACC for doing that.
Remember they did have that talk. Miami wanted more money. FSU, I think, North Carolina, I think, because they bring the money in. I mean, you go look at the TV ratings. FSU's up there, even when they're having bad years. I mean, they're a draw. There's no doubt about that. Look what Bobby Bowden did there, Jimbo Fisher, whatever. But we see what happened in Nebraska. You would think that could never happen to a school like Nebraska. National champs. Everything. They go to the Big Ten for the money and because they were upset at something that was happened with Texas. And it's fallen apart since then. They haven't been very good. FSU, they won out of the ACC, and who knows what's going to happen in the future. They might have hurt themselves now in football, what's going on. I don't know how attractive they are to the SEC and Big Ten right now. But do you see them getting this thing back, or do you see this thing snowballing where they go through a losing cycle like Auburn? I never thought Auburn would go 5 straight years losing season. Could we see FSU 3, 4 losing seasons in a row?
I think we're right there. I mean, I don't know how they turn that thing around, with the current staff, the current, structure that they've, implemented. I mean, their high school recruiting has been a little bit better, but they're not bringing in blue chip guys. And I've said this for 3 years. Who's their multi-billionaire, booster that's out there willing to just throw money at high school players and portal guys? Because let's be honest, the last 2 years in the portal has not been good for Florida State. I mean, the DJ signing, that quarterback really hurt that program. They won 2 games that year. I mean, that's unheard of. Now you had followed up this year. They come out, beat Alabama. They look like they're getting on a roll, and then they completely fall apart. I mean, and I don't know if it's a culture issue. I don't know if what's going on. It just seems like the luster's worn off of Mike Norvell, and they're kind of stuck in that situation because after the 13-0 season, they re-signed him to a huge contract, huge buyout. I don't know how they have the money to get rid of him, and I don't see him turning it around. Once that program became stale, even last year, where do they go? They got to have a home run portal year, and I just don't see them having the money to be able to compete with the Oregons, Texas Techs, Miamis. Those guys are spending millions and millions of dollars. I think Texas Tech just bought Sorsby for $5 million. Does Florida State have $5 million to go pay for a quarterback? Because that's what the going rate is. I know they just signed Ashton Daniels, a backup from Auburn. I think that's a solid guy for Gus Malzahn's thing, but you need offensive linemen, defensive linemen. You need, linebackers. I mean, you need big-time wide receivers that aren't going to drop the football. I mean,
you got to have backups, too.
You got to have depth, and that's where the high school recruiting's really hurt them. I mean, the depth is where you build your culture, where you build your team, and guys can, be there for the future, but they just haven't nailed the high school recruiting either. So I honestly just don't see it with this staff being turned around, to be honest. And I love Mike Norvell. I think he's a great guy, but there's a difference between it being a great guy and a great football coach, and I think he had a good run where he was maybe one of the top 5 coaches in the league, but after they lost out on that playoff berth and then followed it up with a beat down by Georgia and then the next year winning 2 games, I think that thing's off the rails.
Look at SMU. They're starting to bring in good players.
Right.
It's the schools that have the money. It's did you ever think in your lifetime we'd be talking about Indiana playing for a national championship unless it's basketball?
Or Texas Tech. I mean, what have they won?
Even Ole Miss to be where they're at.
And SMU. I mean, these are all big time. People don't realize how much money they have because they haven't been the forefront of college football. They're not the bigger brands. But when you talk about that oil money and the amount of money that they can spend.
You hear everybody saying this can't keep going on. It seems like it is, but why, if you're a businessman, become a billionaire, a millionaire? You're a smart guy. You know what you're doing. Why? I know the guy in Michigan, when he tried to impress some girl, a girlfriend, and gave all that money to Michigan. But why would you continue to do that? Why would you? What is the return of a wealthy individual to give money away to high school kids to come to your school, or other college players to transfer out to come to your school to win a championship? What benefit does that, besides going to country club and said, I bought so-and-so? How long will that last? What ego would make that last a long period? I just wouldn't give money. If I was a millionaire right now, I wouldn't go buy players for somebody.
But if you had $200 billion and you're a mega Alabama fan and you want to see them win a national title, you're throwing money right down the drain for them. They don't get a return on their investment. It's not like, we're going to invest in this. Okay, Alabama made $300 million this year. Here's your chunk for helping us out. That's not how this works.
Is it a write-off if they lose?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, if it is, then I think we'd see even more money being thrown at these players.
How could it be though?
I don't see a way around it.
They do have those things where you give to NIL, Alabama, you give in all these different schools. That's a great question.
That's something we really need to look into, because if it's a tax write-off, then it makes a lot of sense, because you're going to get your money back. But most of these guys, like the Miami booster, he's just a mega fan with tons of money, and he just wants to see Miami win. That's his only motivation. Of course, there's some ego there. You want to be part of the team. You want to act like, I was the reason that Miami won a national championship. But at the end of the day, I mean, these guys are just mega fans with a lot of Phil Knight, Nike. I mean, he's an Oregon guy, grew up there, went to college there. He wants to see them win a national championship before he's dead. He's bought a huge roster. I mean, that roster is stock full of talent. Now, I'd like to see. I don't know if they can beat Indiana. The way they're coached, the way they're disciplined, that's going to be a really good game. I think we got really good semifinals. I think the committee did a terrible job at the beginning with the way they seeded this thing, but I think we did get 4 really, really good teams in there.
And we don't know what would have happened if Texas Texas would have got in, Notre Dame would have got in. Who knows? It's who hot at the end of the year, who's healthy at the end of the year.
This is more of a playoff now. Like, the regular season is a different type of season. It used to be who, had the best year throughout the year, and those two teams played at the end of the year. Now it's just get in and who gets hot. Miami's a great example. Like, they kind of remind me of Ohio State last year. They had those couple losses where they looked really bad. Carson Beck didn't play well.
And you bragged them early in the year.
Well, they got a great offensive defensive line. And the one thing I looked at when I watched the Ohio State-Miami game and I was seeing Ohio State's defensive line line up against their offensive line, I was like, holy cow, their offensive line is huge. I don't know how we're going to get around them. And we didn't. And Carson Beck has the one thing I think that was missed in this playoffs, because a lot of people are like, oh, the layoff, which did have a little bit of a factor. Every team that moved forward has a ultra experienced quarterback. We're talking over 30 starts in their careers. Like, Chambliss won a national championship at Ferris State. Beck has over 50 starts. The kid from Oregon started, at UCLA, and now he's got like over 25 starts. And then you got the Indiana kid Mendoza, who to me is the best quarterback in the country and just a stud.
Go look at the Steelers the other night.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been playing forever, it seems like. Let me ask you this. FSU.
Yeah.
What would be wrong? And I know how he left. I know all of it. But he won. He won a national championship, and I was one of the ones that said he won it with Bobby's players, but he won it. He's making good money. He doesn't need to be paid a high salary. Hell, he could take some of his own money and help for NIL. What would be wrong with FSU going back and giving Jimbo Fisher another year?
I just 100% believe it's just they can't afford the Norvell buyout. Like, I don't believe that they don't want to move on.
But you see what I'm saying? They would have to pay him a lot of money.
It would be a great thing, but you still got to pay Norvell $50-60 million. So,
yeah, that's true.
Even if you pay him $5 million, you still got to come out of pocket for $50. They had to get rid of, what was the coach before Norvell?
Taggart.
Yeah, Taggart. So they're paying him a buyout. I mean, they made. I'm probably sure they're on the hook for a little bit for Jimbo when they fired him, or did he leave on his own? I can't remember. I think he left on his own. Texas A&M, so they didn't have any money there. But they have a lot of money, and they, like I said, where does that money come from in Tallahassee? Who's their big time booster? When you look at like these Texas schools, they got Olin money. You look at Ohio State, they got Les Wexner and Victoria's Secret and the Steinbrenners. I mean, you guys.
If they could, like next year, falls apart again next year.
This is going to be his last year if he doesn't win. Okay. I can guarantee that.
Would they even consider all these different jobs were open? He wants to get back in it. I don't think anybody reached out to him at all. I don't know. Did you know of anybody? And he wouldn't take just any job either, because he wants to go somewhere where you can win. And maybe he could pull it back together at FSU. I'm not sure. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, I think they definitely would consider him. I thought they should consider James Franklin this year. I mean, because people are like, I can't win the big one. Well, that guy won like 90% of his games at Penn State. And the reason he couldn't win the big one is because he was playing Ohio State and Michigan every year, who had elite talent every year. They recruit in the top 5. I mean, you can't just be like, oh, he sucks as a coach. That guy got more out of his team because he doesn't have a huge NIL, and Penn State doesn't have the athletes that Ohio State and Michigan does. Those players played hard for him. If you looked at what happened when he went to Virginia Tech, a lot of those Penn State players followed him, and they really hurt, Penn State's. The only thing I don't see with Florida State is the money, and this is a money game now. It is professional sports, and if you don't have the money, I don't see how you can turn that thing around.
If they don't get a hold of it, it's going to fall completely apart sooner or later. I say that, then I turn around and tell you that they're making money off it like you would not believe the networks are. It's crazy. But I tell you where I will be. No, I won't either. I'll be out of town. But anyway, a place I would be. I might be there. No, I won't either. I'll be out of town. Anyway, the place to go to watch college playoff games, watch NFL playoff games, that Cajun place. You cannot beat this. Listen to the deals they're giving you. 50-cent wings, $5 pitchers when the games kick off. You can't beat that.
No, not at all.
The food's incredible. They got their regular menu up there. The food's incredible. Try some of their desserts, the bread pudding, the beignets, you name it, they got it. Oh, my God, everything. But their wings are incredible. Go check it out. You'll be glad you did. That Cajun place on Thomas Drive, Jan and Trudy, wonderful people. Love them. They are the owners. Rick, my boy Rick does a great job running it for him. Get out of that Cajun place, have a good time, and tell them Coach sent you. I guarantee you have a great time. I want to thank John Shaw again for the FSU update. Also, Dr. Chad Mitchell, the guy is incredible. If you have any type of injuries, call Chad, make an appointment, go see the legend. 27 years on Bay County sidelines. He's taking a break. He'll be back in, I think, March. Anyway, another legendary around here is Steve Bertashaw, the coach at Mosley. Unbelievable. They've been in business since, 79, 76, something like that, almost 50-something years. Steve's Bike Shop right across the street from Sam's. They got the electrical bikes, new and used. They got everything you can think of.
Tassels for your handlebars.
They got it all, baby.
And wear a helmet.
They got all kind of helmets there also. Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street. Go check it out. You'll be glad you did. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
Is Mozambique the best country name of all time?
I thought that was a person.
Mozambique?
You thought Mozambique was a person?
The way you just said it was like Mozambique, and I'm like, I don't know what team.
You thought it was a basketball player?
Do you think the Knicks should play Mozambique?
Against the Spurs, Mike Brown really went to his bench. Yeah. Mozambique played some critical minutes.
Here's the thing, Tibbs would never have used Mozambique.
Evan, Kenty, and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, partly cloudy skies and a high of 68 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest around 9 miles per hour. For tonight, a mixture of some clouds and slight fog and a low near 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning, but otherwise some clouds and a high around 71. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
For exciting college football, the best boiled seafood, and the most game day fun, it's Lone Star Boil House. Watch the games on their huge Jumbotron. Challenge your friends to beer pong, cornhole, and oversized Connect 4 in their new adult lounge. Lone Star Boil House is where the locals go for incredible wings, the best boiled seafood, and a new breakfast menu. Saturday and Sunday starting at 9. Crush the follow on Facebook to catch huge game day specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Ask for special ESPN Northwest Florida pricing.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
That's just wonderful. I love it, man. Yeah, welcome back. That doesn't fire you up, nothing will. Be careful driving to school this morning. Kids are back in session. And if you go to Arnold High School, go by and say hello to Jan Solaris. She is back as principal there. Unbelievable lady. We love her to death. The legend, Jan Solaris. Go say hello. We lost a great one, and she'll do a great job for Brent Smith. And Brent is retired. We'll miss him. He did a great job. All right, I want to ask you this. I think Michigan, in my opinion, did a great job. I think DeBoer down the road is going to probably regret that decision. And it was just timing. He still playing the playoffs. They got a little connection to Michigan there. His right-hand man at Alabama is a Michigan graduate. I pointed out if I was him, I would really consider taking that job. I think it's going to be tough for him at Alabama. I really do. I hope I'm wrong.
I think it's been tough for him at Michigan because if you look at the way they play, their culture, it's run the football defense, hard-nosed.
You know what? I was the same with you. But I'm talking about him as an individual person.
Right.
He could have got a big-time contract for a lot of years and probably could stay there longer there.
With a lot
less pressure than following Saban. Hell, Saban, his wife walked in the stadium basketball arena and people go nuts.
Right.
It's still.
That's why people say don't follow a legend like that, because no matter what you do, you're never going to live up to the expectations of the fan base. So.
And I think going to Michigan now is the right time to go. It's a mess. It's not like, what do you expect? I mean, it's so screwed up. Whatever you do is going to be better than what they did. You can't make it any worse than it is right now unless you're a total idiot.
Right.
And Kyle Whittingham's not a total idiot. He did a good job. We're at Utah. He's been with Utah since 1994. He was the head coach, I think, back in 2005. They made him the head coach. His record, 177 wins, 88 losses, something like that. 11-6 in bowl games. That's pretty impressive there. In bowl games, usually playing somebody's equal to your ability. You don't have any cupcakes in bowl games usually, unless it's Indiana playing Alabama.
Right.
11-6 in bowl games. What was your take on Michigan hiring Whittingham? I think it's a home run hit.
I think they failed upwards. I think they missed on their first top 3 targets, and Whittingham was just sitting there, and I was like, please don't select this guy. Please don't select this guy. And then, you started seeing news that, because when he retired, I thought he was out. I thought, he's done with NIL. He doesn't want to deal with it anymore. And then I seen the rumors that he was tied to Michigan. It's a great hire for them. I mean, they play physical defense. They run the football. It fits their culture. The guy has no skeletons in his closet, so there's not going to be any more scandals up there when it comes to off the field issues. Their NIL is one of the best in the country, so they're going to get a lot of talent. I mean, they got the number 1 running back in the country coming in. Their quarterback just re-signed for next year, so that's kind of going to be their basis next year.
I'm surprised LSU did not throw the bank account and get him.
To be honest, and LSU has all the money in the world, they just don't have Michigan money, and they could have offered him. They gave him $12 million out of high school, so it's Larry Ellison is the richest man in the world. He owns Oracle. He actually surpassed Elon Musk. He's worth like $300 billion. So, what's $20 million to him, but a really tax write-off. So, I mean, that's like $50 to me. So, they're going to have talent, but I thought it was a home run hire. Whittingham's a great coach. If you listen to Urban Meyer, and I know a lot of guys around here don't love Urban Meyer, but the guy knows football.
I'll take him.
He talked about Whittingham as the best coach he's ever had on his staff, so it's going to be tough for Ryan Day. I mean, we see some holes in his game, and there's a lot of reasons Ohio State fans get frustrated with him coming into big games. His kind of antithesis is being physical.
Let me interrupt you and ask you something. Ohio State, you look at their roster, all these first-round draft picks, one of the best rosters, maybe the best roster. I kind of think it's the best roster in college football. I had them winning it all.
I think most of us did,
about the middle of the season,
right?
Because I thought Penn State was their turn. But anyway, offensively, it's not the defense. You can't blame that defense on anything.
No.
How in the world can an offense like that fall completely apart? Was there something when the offensive coordinator took the South Florida job that we don't know about? You're trying to do 2 jobs at one time. Was that it? Watch the Indiana game, and that was the most basic offense I've seen from a major program. They have All-Americans at wide receivers, and their play selection in that game surprised me. In the playoffs, they didn't look any better on offense against Miami. Now, I know Miami's got a good defense. I know Indiana's really good also.
Right. But there's things you can do to kind of take advantage of what the other team did. Like if the defensive ends are just running downhill and getting after the quarterback, throw a screen. Screen them. Run a draw. There was things you can do and run tempo. Miami was playing 4 defensive linemen the entire game. You should have sped the game up and maximized possession, especially in the second half when you're down 14-0. We never ran tempo. We were snapping the ball about 5 seconds left. We had 3 possessions in the second half, and we're down 14 points. I don't understand that. That's Pee Wee football. That's knowledge that every high school coach in the country knows. And we get into big games, and it just seems like he's kind of a John Cooper type guy. I mean, the one thing I would say about that team is the offensive line just wasn't national championship caliber. I mean, Sam was running for his life the last 2-3 games. He didn't feel comfortable in the pocket. He was missing wide open receivers.
That surprised him. His play the last couple games did surprise me.
And that was because of the offensive line. He was running for his life against Indiana. He was running for his life against against Miami. I'll give the kid some credit. By the end of the second quarter through the third quarter, he played some great football. It went to 17-14. We got the ball back. I thought that we were going to kind of maybe overtake them. You see Miami kind of, fading a little bit on the defense line. They weren't getting as much pressure. We were running the football. But again, offensive line broke down, had some sacks, put us behind the chains. And Miami did a great job of controlling both offense and defensive lines. And Carson Beck, you got to give that guy a ton of credit, because all we heard all year long is he's going to make big mistakes in big times. His running ability in that game was the difference. Sayan could not get out of the pocket and get those extra first downs. I think Beck got like 4 or 5 first downs with his legs. Yeah. He's not a tremendous athlete, but he knew with the pocket broke down, let me just run forward, get this first down, keep the chains moving. Right. They had that 7-8 minute drive in the fourth quarter that just salted the game away. And, the offensive line's got to be something we address and something we got to kind of change our philosophy on recruiting. They kind of want to go big on wide receiver, quarterback, which I understand you got to have playmakers, but if you don't have the elite offensive lineman that can hold up against a Miami defensive line, it's all for naught. I mean, you saw that. Sam had open receivers all day long. He just didn't have time to hit them because Miami was in his grill. So I think that's one blind spot for Ryan Day we've never really addressed. I think last year was an anomaly because you had Chip Kelly there. Chip Kelly's a tremendous offensive coordinator. He knows how to scheme up stuff, especially in college. I know people are like, well, the Raiders, he was terrible. But him being on the staff last year gave them an experienced head coach. His run game is some of the best stuff that you can watch. If you watch him at Oregon, everybody thinks, oh, they spread him out, they throw the ball. His run game is one of the best in college football when he's on. And if you look at some of the plays we ran, some of these screens and misdirections when we had Chip Kelly last year, it was tremendous, and we looked like a totally different team. You take him away.
I did not think Miami would score 24 points on Ohio State's defense.
No, and you take the pick 6 away, it was really 17. So they did a decent job, but I was still disappointed in how we played defense. I mean, we were given 10-yard cushions on 3rd and 7, and they were throwing a 3 and 8-yard out. And I'm like, you got to come up and press their receivers and make Beck throw into tight windows. You know what I'm saying? You can't just give them that. We didn't really use Arvell Reese the way we did the entire year. He was kind of like a Micah Parsons where they moved him around, rusted pocket, and they just kind of played him at linebacker. I really don't know what they did the last 3 weeks as far as their game plan, but it just didn't seem like it was what we all thought would be the way to win the game. Pressure Beck, get up in the receivers, because outside of Tony, there was no receivers that really scare you from Miami. I mean, C.J. Daniels is a good receiver, not great, but...
That's a great point. I did forget about that pick 6. So you score 17, you give up 17 points, you should win a ball game.
Yeah, 100%.
In this modern college football. All right, we'll be right back. We got Alabama on board. But anyway, going back to Michigan, great. I thought they did a great job hiring coach.
100%.
That Michigan Ohio State game is going to get, if it possibly can, we'll probably get more competitive. It's been unbelievable the last couple of years anyway. Ryan Day, you think he'll keep it rolling?
They're going to have a top 3 roster every year. I mean, that's just Ohio State. They got the money, they got the culture. They're not going to let the roster fade. But I see holes in his game. We'll see if he'll develop and change.
I tell you what, we never changed Turpro Pest Control. We got Patrick. Listen to Patrick every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. But you want that yard to look like a golf course, he can make it happen. You got bugs in your house, bugs eating up your yard, they'll go away for good. I guarantee you that. Turpro Pest Control is number 1. Not even close. Locals taking care of locals. You can't get more local than Turpro Pest Control. What about Kyle Vandegrift? What about that family, the Vandegrift family, legendary family here? The impact they've had in Bay County over the last 30-something years is incredible. His dad was at Jinx, seems like forever. Mother was an incredible administrator. Wonderful people. And the kids have been all extremely successful. Kyle's done a great job. Everything Kyle touches, he's knocked a home run with. But Vandy Roofing and General Contracting, it's not just about roofing. They can do anything. They can build anything. They design it. They build it, commercial, residential. They can do it all. If you need something, you call TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. They'll be there for you. Just like Wildcats here for me.
Always.
We'll be right back. Alabama, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This just in.
Get the latest sports news, scores, and updates from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes action, live streams, and the chance to interact with your favorite hosts.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Join the conversation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Search for ESPN Northwest Florida and crush the follow button.
I follow you on social media.
We're always here to keep you in the game.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, partly cloudy skies and a high of 68 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest around 9 miles per hour. For tonight, a mixture of some clouds and slight fog and a low near 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning, but otherwise some clouds and a high around 71. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Manhattan, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
This is Coach Stephen Pearl. Your home for Auburn basketball on the Panhandle is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Alabama updates brought by the one and only Steverson Air Conditioning. Jason's local. You better believe he's local. Graduated from Mosley High School. One of the most honest, hardworking guys out there. Started this business, and they have knocked it out of the ballpark. They're expanding. People, you see that truck everywhere, especially in Bay Point. If you have a problem anytime, day or night, your power bill's going through the roof, and all it does is run and run and run. The house doesn't get any warmer. It doesn't get any cooler. But your power bill's going through the roof and your money's going out the door. You better call local people. You better call Stevenson Air Conditioning. You'll be glad you did. We've had so many sponsors that by Jason Kovaleski is one of them. So many different sponsors have gone with Stevenson Air Conditioning, and they love him. They're most honest, hard workers. They tell you something, they're going to do it. They tell you they're going to be there a certain day, they're there. They don't try to take every penny out of your pocket. They're great people. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one. I don't have a capability of giving enough service they deserve. They are really outstanding people. I can't say enough good things about them. Great people. All right, let's get into Alabama. Can't say much about Alabama being great anymore. I think the dynasty's dead, buried. It's over. We're getting embarrassed 38-3 in the Rose Bowl. 100 years ago, we played there, and that's where it all started. Won our national championship 100 years ago. We thought maybe after the Oklahoma game, we're back on track. No. It was even worse than the SEC championship game. It was embarrassing. Indiana made Alabama quit. Indiana, Alabama to Alabama. That used to be what Alabama used to do. Make you don't want to play. Make you quit. I never in my lifetime have seen an Alabama team look so unprepared, so undisciplined.
In the beginning of the season, we didn't think Alabama was the powerhouse that they normally. And then all of a sudden, they got themselves together. They pulled themselves up by the bootstraps and
remember the four
got to where they were.
Yeah, that's a great point. All those four wonderful rank wins.
Yeah,
Missouri got beat in a bowl game. Vandy got beat in a bowl game.
Tennessee got beat
in a bowl game. I mean, those great wins
may not be
not been as great as we thought. And matter of fact, if we're going to be fair, balanced, and tell the truth, the SEC was not the good old SEC it's been in the past. Now, is that because NIL, our great players are leaving the South, going to other parts of the country? Absolutely, that's part of it. Is it great coaching? I don't think. I said this yesterday. Where were the great running backs this year in the SEC? Where were the unbelievable quarterbacks, receivers? Where were the superstars at throughout the country?
The second one is where I really saw a drop-off, quarterbacks. We saw about 7 years ago. Remember when everybody was like, oh, the quarterbacks just aren't that good. This was definitely a down year for the SEC. Because look at Tennessee. They didn't have a ranked win all year.
And they all had lost quarterbacks.
Right. And Missouri, they lost their starting quarterback, didn't have a ranked win. Vanderbilt, they didn't have a ranked win.
LSU.
They got beat by Iowa.
Well, LSU had theirs back. I'll take that back.
LSU was a little different anomaly. They kind of remind me of Penn State. A lot of talent. They just fell apart. I mean, once Brian Kelly left the building, it was a mess, and the governor got involved and all this other stuff. But I don't know if Lane Kiffin's going to turn that thing around. I mean, I know everybody thinks Lane Kiffin's a savior, but I think if he was coaching against Georgia, they lose that game because he makes 3 or 4 decisions a game, like 4th and 2 from his own 35 and all this other stuff.
And then Kirby made some.
He made the Lane Kiffin in that game.
I never thought, and that's, you know what? I'll never question Kirby. I love him.
I still love Kirby. Those dudes play hard, and that's all I can ask for.
My God. You talking about a hard-hitting football. Look at the hitting in the Sugar Bowl, and then go look at the hitting in the Rose Bowl. You had one team hitting in the Rose Bowl, and the other team wasn't hitting. It was brutal.
I've seen 2 really hard-hitting games. It was Miami, Ohio State. There was hitting all over the field. And Ole Miss and Georgia. Those teams had elite players. There was defensive players. They were hitting each other. They played with an edge. Obviously Miami, you won the trenches, but those 2 games right there, to me, were top-level, hard-hitting, hard-nosed playoff football.
And that's what Alabama has been known for years.
For sure.
Defense. Coach Bryant was a defensive guy. Before him, they had a defensive-minded coach way back in the day. Saban was a defensive-minded guy, and now is completely changed. And I'm just going to say what I think, and I could be completely wrong. It's just an opinion. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. But I do believe we're a soft football team. I believe we're an undisciplined football team. And I think it starts the way we practice. I think it starts the way we do middle workouts, summer weightlifting. All those things are a factor into this. Or maybe we just did a poor job evaluation, getting kids on that campus we probably shouldn't have there. It didn't mean as much to them because of NIL. They're jealous somebody else is making more money. All those things play a factor, and it's not everything on Coach DeBoer's, but he's the head coach. Right. It's his job to straighten out the problems and, create it right. But if I'm him, I'd surely be looking. One area, I would keep the strength and conditioning coach because he's done an unbelievably great job with the speed. The one thing we've seen different since Cochran's left is the strength of Alabama football players. We talk about it all the time. We see Alabama in a pile. They get pushed backwards. They don't push people the way they want them. I've seen it all the last 2 years. We've got to do a better job getting these kids developed in the weight room. They have got to get stronger, more physical in the off season. That's one thing I would look at. I would bring a strength guy in there. You can still keep who you got with the speed. He does a good job, but I would definitely bring some new life in there. The other position I'd look like, if I'm a head football coach, whatever the reason being, I would say, Coach, I appreciate your effort into this, but we're going to go a different direction. I'd have a new offensive line coach. He might be the best offensive line coach in country, but just me, I'd make a change there.
If you look at their offensive line when they came out against Indiana, I was like, wow, this might be a problem for Indiana. I mean, they're huge. I mean, they can move well. I mean, look at Proctor. They use him as a fullback and tight end. I mean, the guy's an athletic freak. They don't block anybody. Like, Ty Simpson was under pressure the whole game. They couldn't run the football. They couldn't run the football against anybody this year. Right. So that, to me, is a major problem. I don't know if it's practice, culture, whatever. They just do not have a physical offensive line that can hold up against these elite teams. And Indiana's not a big defensive line, but they gave Alabama trouble. They gave Ohio State trouble. They do it the right way, and those dudes are well coached. And it just shows you don't have to have 5 stars at every position. If you can develop guys and they do their job, because when I look at Indiana, I don't go, wow, that wide receiver looks like a 5-star stud, and he's going to be first round. You know what I'm saying? I don't don't see that on defensive line. Their offensive line is the veteran offensive line. I don't see like some supreme talent, but when you watch them play, they don't make mistakes. They're in the right spots. Their run fits are tremendous. They don't give up, 7 yards. When they hit you, you go backwards.
Right.
When they run the football, they're getting 5, 6, 7. It's not flashy, but when you're getting 5, 6 yards and you're in 3rd and 1 or 2nd and 2.
All they do is take your will to play the game.
They lean on you and lean on you.
That's what we used to do.
Yeah.
We're not like what it goes back to the way you prepare, the way you practice, and this is not. It just makes me. We saw this last year. We saw games last year like they're not prepared for anything. Where were the halftime adjustments last year?
The Oklahoma game.
Where were the halftime adjustments this year?
Right.
And I'll go back. I thought this offensive coordinator was he. I don't care what anybody said. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the year and midway through the season, he had plays dialed up that you wouldn't believe. Now I don't know if it's Ty Simpson was hurt, maybe offensive lineman they were shuffling around, maybe that. And it does affect your play selection, what you're going to do when you're not sure the kids can execute what you want to do. So I'm hoping that was part of it. But at the end of the year, I was really disappointed in play selection. And on the defense side of the ball, I'm just an old-time guy like Saban. I love what he did because that's what we ran.
Right.
The 3-4, the multiple deep fronts. And I like playing 2 safeties. And when we started out, we used 1. But then as we coached longer, passing teams like 2 safeties. The thing Saban's I just like better, the scheme-wise. I think the defense coordinator does a good job. But we couldn't stop the run last year. And I said this year, remember earlier, I said, we're going to have a hard time stopping anybody run the football. In Indiana, they said to hell with it. They ran it 50 times.
Yeah.
50 times. Look what happened. And when they threw the ball, play action pass, a touchdown.
Yeah, and they had wide open receivers. Because you have to bring those safeties down into the box. Now you got one-on-ones, and Mendoza, man, that guy is a difference.
Wouldn't you say we were out-coached, we were outplayed, and we were out-hustled?
Out-physicaled, out-coached.
Did we not see the same thing last year with a Michigan team that had people opting out left and right?
I got a solution. Give him an extension for $100 million.
This is nothing. I hope we leave him alone. I think you got to give somebody 4 years. You can't have a door opening and closing because it'll never get straightened out. Look at Auburn, all the different fires they've done. Florida's fired a lot of coaches. I don't want to see Alabama firing a guy every 2 years. But I think we should give him 2 more years and see how it plays out. But I tell you what, when you see them not playing hard, you see we're not physical anymore, something's got to change.
The run game was really eye-opening for me this year because their offensive line's huge. They should be better at running the football. And to me, I don't know if it's a mental thing, if it's a technique thing, if it's a scheme thing, but they just have not figured that out.
When you work on titty block and Coach Bryant used to call it titty block.
Yeah.
You work on pass blocking all the time. To be good running the football, you got to have an inside period where you get after each other and you pound that rock.
Right.
You got to do it every day. And I don't know. They just didn't believe. They don't believe in running the football much. Look where he's been.
Right.
Look. Even the offensive coordinator when he was in Seattle. Look what they did. They couldn't run the ball there.
So their run game is more of a screen game.
It is.
It's like
throw the balls.
The wide receivers have 2 guys block 1. I
get the ball out of space
because it's a mentality thing for me, and the mentality of a football team needs.
How do you finish games? How do you wear the other team out?
Running the football.
How do you control the ball? Yeah.
And how do you keep your defense off the field where it doesn't quit in the second half?
The defense was worn out.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, you know what? 1 game, 1 season is gone. Let's now be positive.
Hit the portal.
Until tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Right.
And we'll get
That's the
more
spirit,
into it.
Coach. That's the spirit.
Yeah, I got some more stuff on him I didn't get into today. But they got to address their needs. They got to get some ball players in there that love Alabama. All those kind of loyalty and wanting to go to FSU and play at Florida State, those days are gone. Same thing going to play at Alabama, Auburn. It's all about money.
Lawrence Timmons' son was a 5-star cornerback. He was committed to Florida State. He did commit and went to Ohio State because the culture there is just not there. You have to land those guys because they're giving you a discount. My father played there. I want to play there. But it's a total mess, and I don't see how they turn that around with the current situation. So
we shall see. We'll get back. We'll talk about Auburn, what's going on there, their transfers in, transferring out, like at every college. I to be honest with you, I didn't even like getting into, this guy's transferred. I'm not going to give him credit for doing that stuff. I really don't want to talk about it. We'll have to at some point.
Right.
But I hate what's going on. Yeah, it's changed as we speak right now. Let's talk about some of our wonderful people we have. Beefo Brays, Lynn Haven. Love Pat Perno, City Commissioner over there, does a great job. Get out to Beefo Brays, have a wonderful time. He's going to have the Auburn update for you in just a second. But right now, I want to say more about Stevenson Air Condition. If you're having problems, it's running. Your power bill's going through the roof. Just do one thing. Just listen to me. Call Stevenson Air. Don't go some national company. Go with somebody local, somebody you can trust. Somebody's not going to rip you off. And somebody's going to tell you they're going to be there. They're there. Go with Stevenson Air Condition. Let them come out. Let them service it. You're going to see it run better. You're going to see your power bill go down. If you got some old unit, I was like that. I kept it forever. Get rid of it. This is one of the few things you can purchase and pay for yourself. That's a heating and cooling unit. You got to go with Stevenson Air Condition. The best of the best, Stevenson Air Condition. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Rich Eisen Show.
Philip Rivers is here.
Yeah.
Program. I'm afraid to ask this question. Are you a coffee drinker?
I do. I'm a seasonal coffee drinker, you know.
I don't know if you're aware, but anybody who goes 1,800 days in between NFL head starts and comes back at age 44, you get a free Rich Eisen Show mug. So congratulations.
Perfect. I'll send you a pic of me having a good cup of coffee here.
Fantastic. You had no idea that was a perk of your comeback.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 11 to 2. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, partly cloudy skies and a high of 68 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest around 9 miles per hour. For tonight, a mixture of some clouds and slight fog and a low near 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning, but otherwise some clouds and a high around 71. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
He's a 10-foot tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Ain't gonna hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
People out there. I mentioned it yesterday. We got a special caller. We got the people's caller in just a second. But let me say this before I bring the legend on. All you Auburn people, don't freak out what's going on. There's no doubt we lost some great players. And everybody in the country wants some of these players. Hugh Freeze did a good job in 2 years getting talent into Auburn.
They just a talented roster.
They just didn't get it completed. There were so many games last year they could have won.
They just missed on the quarterback spot.
That's the thing right there. I got some on him, but I don't think I'll be able to get it in today because of our caller, but that's fine. But don't panic about I see some people saying things. They're in good shape, man. South Florida has some ball players that can play. I've watched them because Bama played them 2 years in a row. The guy can coach. When he's at Tennessee, he beat Saban up there. The only time they ever lost, Saban ever lost Tennessee, he was the offensive coordinator. That quarterback coming from South Florida can play. I think it's a heck of a lot safer him coming in than Arnold came in from Oklahoma. We saw what happened at Oklahoma, the struggles he had there before he came to Auburn. So James Madison.
I was about to say Indiana.
James Madison brought 13 of their players
and
to
South
Indiana.
Florida is more talented than James Madison.
And they're getting all these South Florida players coming to Auburn. They know the system. They know the schemes. Calm down. I think Auburn's still going to be okay. Yeah, there's no doubt I'm concerned about losing a couple of those guys they've lost. But I think when everything's said and done, they're a lot better off than what they were a year ago.
But you got to walk before you run. I mean, they've had some bad seasons. So, winning 8 games next year, having some guys that know your system that can help the younger guys develop and develop that culture is going to be the most important. Losing Cam Coleman, you can't. I mean, let's be honest, that hurts. It stings. He's a top wide receiver in the country, maybe third, top 5. Losing Deuce Knight's going to hurt. Don't get me wrong, but at least this guy can come in, stabilize the program, and then they can build the culture off that. It was never going to be a one-year turnaround.
In every position they've lost something, they brought something in.
And I think Kirk Cignetti's hurt a lot of coaches and a lot of programs because they see, this guy did it 1 year. That must be easy. No. I mean, the guy's incredible just got a magic thumb or something. I don't know.
Let's bring somebody else that's incredible. This guy can change anything around on a dime. This guy, if he was a coach at Michigan, they'd probably win 3 national championships in a row. Let's bring him in right now. The greatest human I think I've ever met, the one and only Michigan Eddie.
You hear this, Eddie?
Good morning, sir.
Go Blue Trucks. There's our Brown. I'll tell you one thing I want to do if I was Michigan coach. I want to be texting only fan models to get an appointment to wet the whistle at a hotel after the ball game.
He was texting them during the halftime of the Ohio State game. That's incredible to me. Holy cow.
I mean, here's the thing. This Michigan season just didn't feel right. The only games that, granted, it was against lesser competition, where Bryce Underwood looked confident and looked like the number 1 recruit was when Biff Poggi was coaching.
Yeah.
Minus the Citrus Bowl where he threw 3 picks. He single-handedly kept us in the game and single-handedly kept us out of the game.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? To be fair and honest. And here's the thing, too. So much is given, much is expected. And when Bryce Underwood was driving around in his Maze Corvette and getting millions of dollars, well, much is expected now, kid. I mean, you asked for the money, you got the money, and that's also on the coaching staff, too. Yeah. And here's the thing that makes me sick, is that there are 4,500 players in the transfer portal, and I think I heard something only 50% are going to find landing spots.
Michigan,
that makes me sick.
I want to go back some about what you said just didn't feel right at Michigan this year or something. I feel bad, and let me explain it to you. I feel bad about those assistant coaches there because when you're coaching college football and you're in these meetings and you're busting your tail, you're getting everything, but you know everything is going on inside that program that the outside world does not know. Those coaches knew what was going on in that program. They knew about the head football coach. Back to this cheating scandal. Everybody knew those things. And that affects you as a human being, knowing you're probably going to have to be losing a job. You probably have to selling your house, find a place to live, find another job. You're most happiest when you're actually on the field coaching. Then your mind's off the outside stuff. Is right there what you do and what you love. So I felt bad for those coaches the entire year, what they went through, knowing what was going to break sooner or later.
Right.
I mean, this is something that was going on that they knew for last couple of years.
At least 2 years.
Yeah, and that does affect you as a human being trying to go out and perform and do the very best you can. And look at all this crap that's going around on us right now. And we got to get out there and get ready for this. So I can see everything kind of being off and having that bad feeling. But with all that being said, they had a pretty good year. I honestly thought I thought it'd be worse.
After everything I saw that he was doing, like texting OnlyFans models at the halftime of games, trying to set up threesomes and stuff, I was like, this guy won 9 games too.
You know, Jamie, he did send something to my daughter.
No way.
I'm serious.
Wow.
Yeah. She showed it. I said, what?
We actually saw him at a team hotel in Houston for the Natty, and he was so happy with him and his family and all that, and that was. I mean, it was a shock. And
it might have been just like a Michigan thing. I don't know.
And then I get intel that the players knew about it and all that stuff. You know, like you just said, and they were basically told in the military to say shut up and color.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So, and that's, and I tell you, I was honest when I said I want to burn my diploma because it made me sick to my stomach. A lot of my Michigan alumni buddies, I felt the same way I did. But Whittingham, he's a great hire. He's a blue collar dude. He'll right the ship. He's did all the right things, and it was good. And he never said he was going to retire. He was just stepping down. I think time ran its course at Utah. He got the program back on the rails, you know, after a disappointing season a couple years ago. And now they're 10-2, and they won their bowl game. And then Morgan Scaly is going to be the head coach now. Well, he is the head coach now, and he's a good dude. He's one of my buddy's cousins. So Utah's in good shape, and Michigan's in good shape. I think he's a perfect hire to get everything right.
Yeah, perfect, because he's an Urban Meyer disciple. That Ohio State ties finally.
Yeah, that Buckeye fever.
Yeah, you got a Buckeye in there now. The Urban Meyer disciple. Now you're actually hiring real coaches with real integrity.
Look what happened with Bo. Bo was a Woody guy. I mean,
absolutely.
Ohio State. You got to give Ohio State a lot of credit for Michigan's success.
Exactly. All the credit.
All the credit.
Well, I know.
That was a long pause there,
I forgot one coach. I think he's got Michigan ties because his wife, I think, was born in Toledo or something like that. I can't remember what coach it was, but you know, there's a lot of Saban Tree coaches, Urban Meyer coaches, all that, and Coach Whittingham, you know, has deep ties with Urban Meyer, you know, so. You know, it'll be interesting to see on Fox Noon kickoff, which is stupid to begin with. You know, how they have these big games at noon. Hope they change that deal. But anyway, here's the thing, too. Here's the thing, too, that really irks me. How is that Sorsby Cincinnati quarterback commanding $5 million a year? You know, that's more money than a top 15 NFL pick makes.
We've got some Michigan, Cincinnati fans that listen to us. I met a former player from there, so that offends me you would say that. He's a great player.
I don't give a damn.
He's a great player.
I don't care about feelings.
He is a great player.
Snowflake.
Yes.
I don't care. But
go Bearcats.
I don't care if you should not be making more than NFL first round.
All right, I got a real question. You got Auburn in the same boat as Michigan. They got new coaches coming in. People are kind of freaking out. Players are transferring out. Players are transferring in. Who's going to have a better year the first year? Michigan with their new coach or Auburn with their new coach? Who do you think has a better year one?
Michigan, because our coaching staff is loaded. And the majority of our players are coming back for the most part. You know, Bryce Underwood say he's going to come back and with decent, with half blessed assurance coaching, he's going to do a lot better than what he did this year. 9 touchdown passes. Really, give me a break. I mean, we got Marshall coming back probably. I mean, we only have like a handful of opt-outs for the bowl game, and one because my buddy Gio, the offensive lineman, was hurt. That's why he opted out. It's not that he didn't want to play. It's just that he was hurt. And
I think you there?
Yo, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was the left tackle guard or whatever. You went through him, score a touchdown all the time, you know? And that's why he opted out. And then we just had Ernest Hausman. He medically retired. So, I mean, through all the scandal, all the stuff, we kept that team together.
Hey, Michigan, who do you like in these playoff games? Ole Miss, Miami, Indiana, Oregon. Who you got going forward? What 2 teams make it to the playoffs, to the national championship game?
My heart wants Ole Miss to win, to stick it to Lane Kiffin, snake oil Lane Kiffin part 2. But I think Indiana is just a well-oiled machine, man. And I don't trust Miami. Carson Beck, that offense is. I still don't know how the Buckeyes lost that, but the Buckeyes offense is terrible. And I got an awesome Julian Sayin red rare card that I need to sell. And so him having a bad game didn't help any. But
I would hold on to that one. Or if you want to get rid of it cheap, I'll take it.
But Ole Miss is my heart. and actually I'll be staying in Baton Rouge when I go to Houston later on this week. So
how you doing? You doing okay?
We'll find out this weekend. And anyway, what was I saying now? But I think Indiana, the way they dismantled Alabama, that was a surprise to me.
You're breaking up. We can't hear you.
Kalen DeBoer it looks like he has no passion on the sideline whatsoever. It looks like a deer in a headlight. That Alabama team looked terrible.
Yeah, no doubt.
Terrible. There's no excuse about that. Just like Michigan looked terrible in the second half.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Well, listen, buddy, we got to take a break. You have a great day, man.
Yeah, you do. I'll talk to you when I get back from Houston, or maybe I'll call from Houston. You guys take care.
Call and let me know what's going on.
Good luck.
Good luck to you. Praying for you.
See you, man. Yeah, love you guys. See you. Bye.
Everybody said a little prayer for Michigan. He gets good news going out to Michigan, get checked out. God bless him.
And I think they're going to be extremely happy with that hire.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, they're going to be physical. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to tackle well. And that's kind of the things that they were missing under Moore. And obviously we see why now.
We always say that, too. It doesn't happen to you. It happens for you.
Right.
Look at Michigan. They wanted DeBoer. Timing wasn't there. And you and I pointed out, and I thought the same thing. His offense does not fit up at Michigan. That throw the ball to the field. Didn't Rich Rod try to do that when he went up there? It just didn't work. You got in that cold weather. You got to be able to run the ball.
That's why Big Ten teams have notoriously been, built differently. SEC teams, we come down into the hot weather during January and lose those games because they have smaller, faster, quicker defensive fronts. But we
knew not to go up in that cold weather.
Right, exactly.
Tennessee. Anyway, let's talk about some of our wonderful, outstanding people. Pat Perno, City Commissioner, Lynn Haven. Get out to Beef O' Brady's. Have a great time. Tell them Coach sent you. Wednesday, 10 wings inside for $9.99. Can't beat that. You can't beat the customer service there. Food, TVs everywhere. Great place to watch all sporting events. Same thing. Get down there and see Russ and Amber. You talking about some great jewelry?
If you got a ring or a necklace or a watch for Christmas and it didn't quite fit, get it to David Adamson Designer Jewelry to let them size it for you so it fits you perfectly. David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77, Lynn Haven.
Lynn Haven. The key word there is Lynn Haven. Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 deadly skin cancer. It can be deadly. Listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. I tell you what, the guy's incredible. 1 in 5 deadly skin cancer. Go get it checked. All it takes is 5 minutes. Don't play around. If you're listening right now, there's an office near you. Also, that Cajun place, 50-cent wings, $5 pitches. You talking about Thursday night, that place will be packed out. Ole Miss, Miami, that Cajun place, 6:30, ABC, ESPN 104.3. Get in there and tell them Coach sent you. You'll be glad you did. We'll be right back, 104.3, ESPN Northwest Florida. Jason Kovaleski, Coach Hale, Coach Wildcat. Be right back.
Your home for college football. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Who's going to advance to the national championship? This Thursday, it's the Fiesta Bowl. The Ole Miss Rebels collide with your Miami Hurricanes. We'll have coverage from Glendale, Arizona, starting Thursday at 6 on your home for the Miami Hurricanes, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
Contractors, when your job site needs materials fast, trust the local team that delivers. Mid-South Lumber Company brings you reliable job site delivery, in-house credit, and competitive pricing on everything from lumber to doors, windows, and more. Plus, their unmatched customer service has your back through every step of the build, making ordering, delivering, and the whole process process easier to use. Support local. Build with Mid-South Lumber Company. Mid-South Lumber in Panama City on 11th Street or on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
Looking for a new way to explore Bay County? Or maybe your trusty bike needs a tune-up? Head to Steve's Bike Shop. They've got a huge selection of new and used bicycles, plus the latest electric bikes to get you where you need to go fast. And if your bike is acting up, their expert technicians repair all makes and models, even electric bikes. Serving Bay County for 46 years. Steve's Bike Shop, 1924 West 23rd Street, right across from Sam's. Steve's Bike Shop. Your ride starts here.
Want to know the inside scoop on your favorite teams? From the gridiron to the hardwood to the diamond. For comprehensive sports coverage, it's ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, let's go look at it. How did the bowl games do financially as far as TV revenue? Really, the customers got to be really pleased. The records were incredible. The viewership knocks it out of the ballpark. Bowl games, people don't go to them, but they watch them on TV. Let's look at the playoff numbers. Orange Bowl was played, I believe, 11 o'clock in the morning. It was totally different for them. Hardly anyone was there. Jason, why are they making these teams from why would they not, after they make the selections, go and look, man, we got Oregon playing Texas Tech. Let's put them in the Fiesta Bowl. We got Georgia playing Miami, or like it is. We got Ole Miss playing Miami. Let's put them in Atlanta.
Right.
Something where the fan bases doesn't cost them a fortune to go to all these different games.
I'm of a different philosophy. I think the second round games should be home games for the higher seeds again, because now you're.
Well, I'm talking about even now.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying. Well, if Texas Tech has a home game there, it's a phenomenal atmosphere. I mean, if you watch that Miami Texas A&M,
too cold. We ain't going to Big Ten fan.
But it feels like the teams that are getting the buys are being punished because they're getting 30 days off. Then they have to travel to Miami to play somebody that
cross country,
right?
The longest trip, and they win.
Right.
They win the ball game. But now, as far as viewership, they averaged was 15.9 million. The only game that didn't go off the charts. You didn't see a whole lot of improvement. The year before, it was a night game, I do believe.
Yeah.
Now, they peaked at 19 million people. That's a good number. 19
that's still
million.
As good as any regular season game we had this year, so that's still good numbers.
I thought this one would be higher. It was I think it was one of the best hard-hitting games I saw all the entire time. The Sugar Bowl, it was up 18% from last year. And last year you had the prima donnas. You had Notre Dame. Yeah, we can't survive without Notre Dame in the playoffs.
Right.
We did pretty good. We did pretty good without them. But anyway, it went up 18%. You had Georgia back in there, but they were playing Ole Miss. It averaged 18.7 million. Okay? It peaked at 21.4 million. 21.4 million. That's outstanding. So they're making money right there, big time money. That was up 18%, the Sugar Bowl. The Cotton Bowl, you had Ohio State, Miami. They averaged, it was up 37%. Let me say it again. It was up 37%. They averaged 19 million. It peaked at 21.6 million. If you know you're advertising with ESPN and you're going to get a 37% jump in viewership, you made a good investment.
Imagine if that went on New Year's Eve, because you know how many people
that was Friday night. A lot of people forgot about it. It was on.
I mean, a lot of people have responsibility on New Year's Eve. The wife wants you to go out and have a little good time. Right. You're not going to sit around and watch football tonight. But
if that would have been on a Saturday night, I think that would have been out of the ballpark. Now, the Rose Bowl, the blowout, that hurt the viewership.
Right.
No, I thought the same thing. I was wrong. The most watched playoff game in the Big 12 era. I think people love watching Alabama get beat. It has to be. It averaged, this is incredible. This is a team that got beat 38-3, and they watched it. It averaged 23.9, almost 24 million people. It peaked at 25.6 million people. Again, the most watched playoff in the 12-team playoff. So if you advertise with ESPN, you did a great job.
Oh, absolutely.
The viewership went out of the charts.
Yeah. I wish that all the games were on January 1st, not New Year's Eve. I don't really understand
I
that.
didn't understand
That's a bad scheduling.
Well, why did? Because they didn't want 4 games on.
Who knows? I mean,
you had 11 o'clock kickoff, 3 o'clock kickoff, 7 o'clock kickoff.
Right.
They could have gone 11. Well, I guess they didn't want them.
They didn't want to compete against each other. I mean, I understand that, but New Year's Eve is the worst time because there's so many people that are going out, getting ready. I mean, not everybody's sitting in front of their TV.
What about this week? The game's being played on Thursday night, Friday because of the NFL.
I don't get that.
You don't want to go against the NFL. I think we'd be fine against the NFL.
I do too, and I think if you put maybe have the NFL at 3:30 and have the 7:30 games as lead into the college football playoffs, then everybody makes money because you're going to be sitting in front of that TV. You're going to get college fans that watch the NFL games because they're sitting around waiting for their teams to play. I just don't get this thing. We can't play at the same time as NFL. There's a lot of college football fans that don't watch the NFL. I'm one of them. I don't totally not watch it, but I'm not invested in it like I am college football. So I watch football because I love football. You know,
I watched the first full every play was Sunday night as far as NFL. In college, it's every weekend.
Right.
But I watched the Steelers play the Ravens. I've always liked the Steelers. Grew up loving them in the 70s because they were so good.
Yeah.
And then Derrick Henry, loved him, followed him. So I was watching that game with a lot of interest. And
but don't you leave NFL games going, how did that happen? Why did that happen?
I'm telling you, how all of a sudden
these kickers that can kick for 65 yards, 80%,
shanks it to the right,
missed the extra point, then missed the field goal. Some of the decisions
and then the Steelers missed the extra point. I'm like, what the hell? And then let me ask you this. The whole game, they couldn't move the ball. The Steelers' offense was pathetic.
Right.
All of a sudden, he was hitting like you wouldn't believe.
And then they had blown coverage. They gave up a touchdown. It was like just easy. Like I could have thrown that left-handed and they could have scored.
And nobody within 20 yards.
Yeah, really? And really?
Do you think betting has anything to do with this?
There's some rumors out there it could. Yeah. You know, I'm sure.
We're always that way. Jason and I are kind of that way.
That's one of the reasons I've really lost a lot of interest. I still have interest in football, but the NFL, it just seems like it just doesn't have the passion of college football.
Nobody would cheat in poker or anything like that, right? I mean, you would never have that happen, right?
You know, nobody gambles on sports. You know,
no, I don't think.
I don't even think they know what the lines are.
Yeah, but I tell you, I enjoyed that ball game.
Yeah, it was a good game, despite what it looked like.
Now Monday night, I'll be watching them play Houston because I love the head coach at Houston, and I'm a Steelers guy.
I love that team. You got the Alabama defensive end there. You got C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about a guy that could be a head coach at Alabama one day, D'Amico Ryans, man,
that sounds good to me.
He's a stud.
Anyway, we were thinking the whole time, I said, these TV numbers got to be down. I'm not talking about the playoffs. I was talking about the regular bowl games.
Right.
And then when I saw the numbers, I was like, wow.
9 to 10 million a game almost.
Yeah,
and
that's crazy.
And these aren't great games. These are teams that aren't even, in the playoff discussion. So, I thought the Iowa Vanderbilt game was really good. Tennessee, Illinois was really good. I think they averaged about 10, 12 million per game on that one. I think they need to fix the schedule, though. And I think that's where they're losing it a little bit for fans. Like, we shouldn't have these bye weeks after the championship games. Start the playoffs right then, and then start it right after that.
We all know they've got to do something with the calendar.
Right, 100%.
They're going to have to start the season probably a week earlier. They're going to have to start the playoff games a little bit week earlier. It's going too far into the season. But they did it to themselves. The coaches did it to themselves to greed about we got to get these guys on campus when they're high school seniors.
Right.
We had that in the old days. That never happened. We can go back and get rid of that. Let the kids stay and finish their whole year out. Maybe that'll never happen because
look when the national championship is going to be played. It's late January. You should be playing that January 2nd, January 3rd, not like that.
Well, it's going to be Monday the 19th.
Because doesn't the season end about December 5th or something?
Yeah.
So
Thanksgiving weekend. The weekend after that, you had an Army-Navy game.
Right.
So that's a long, man, that's crazy. But I'm not talking about, you firing coaches in the middle of the season, and people can transfer out in the middle of the season if they want to.
Right.
So they got to go address it. Somebody's got to take charge and get this thing straightened out. It's crazy. I like what the NFL does. They fire the coaches after they have to fire them after the last game,
right.
And we saw a lot of them gone down.
Look at the Ole Miss situation. You don't know who's going to be coaching or not. They have jobs now at LSU. They're trying to help Ole Miss, but because of the way the calendar's set up in the portal, because the portal's so important nowadays, you got to have your staff intact.
You've
recruiting.
Got to hire these players as employees. I know they don't want that. but they're going to have to do that.
Right.
You're under contract. You can't leave and go play somewhere else. You have boundaries, guidelines. If you do certain things wrong, you're going to be fired.
Right.
You're going to be fined. Maybe that will speed. Well, maybe they'll take care of some of the driving problems we have at certain universities.
I think
don't
the
know.
Damon Wilson situation is going to kind of define that in the courts.
Go Dogs! I hope so.
I hope Georgia wins that. Not anything against Damon Wilson, but if he wins that case, it's going to be the Wild West even more.
But just young kids have more power over the coaches. I never in my lifetime it was so different when we played. Everything was about the team.
And if you want to see why we've lost discipline and toughness and all that.
They don't listen to the law. They don't do this. They don't do that.
Anytime something gets hard.
They don't listen to teachers.
I'm transferring. I can get $1 million over here. Or coach doesn't like me, I'm going to transfer. I'm not starting. I'm a freshman. I'm going to transfer. Like, that's not how you.
How many are getting degrees? How many are graduating? Well, I'll be honest with you. If I can make $10 million, but that's only a few that making that big money like that.
Oh, don't worry about it. Pretty soon in the future, all the players and coaches will be AI generated, and we'll never see this problem.
Will it save money?
Well,
somebody will get it.
No players, no injuries.
Somebody will be making money off it. All right, that's always some of our great people. I love all of them. Max Food Sports Nutrition. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. 4 wonderful locations. Also, Stevenson Air Conditioner #1, not even close. Steve Bertishaw, the swim coach at Mully's, does a great job. You're looking for a bike. You look at, hey, those electrical bikes, you go talk to a doctor. That's what you need to get. You exercise. If you get tired, guess what? You turn the juice on, it'll bring you right back home. They got brand new electrical bikes. They got used electrical bikes, old standard bikes. They got it all down there. Where are they located? Well, they're right across the street from Steve. Yeah, they got everything. Right across the street from Sam's. That's where it's at. Steve's Bike Shop. Go there, check it out. You'll be glad you did. Looking for a roof. Vandy Roofing, general contracting. They design it to build it, commercial, residential. They can do it all. Listen to Kyle every Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. You want that yard look like a golf course? Patrick can make it happen. Listen to Patrick every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. What's the name of his company? Turf Pro Pest Control. They're #1 and they're local big time. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Legend is next.
Most embarrassing performance in the history of the program. Somebody get me a plane to Michigan and see if we can get them to change their damn mind and take this coach off of our hands.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida. This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, partly cloudy skies and a high of 68 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest around 9 miles per hour. For tonight, a mixture of some clouds and slight fog and a low near 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning but otherwise some clouds and a high around 71. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfurt Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
mankind will still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
I barely watch it. And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jason, couple of Jason, Let's talk about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Where are you located? What's going on? Can you actually try it before you buy it?
Yeah, absolutely. We got some really great products. Transparent Labs, 15% off right now. You got 5,000 5-star reviews, no artificial colors, sweeteners, proteins, creatine, H&B, super popular right now if you want to build some muscle without, any type of side effects or anything that's going to hurt the body. Creatine and H&B is a great combination. You can come down and try our pre-workouts, amino acids, vitamins. We can give you samples on our protein shakes. We got some unique proteins. Our Intech protein is sweet with stevia. It has no soy in it. It's got a coconut creamer instead of soy. It's grass-fed, isolate-based, so no artificial colors or sweeteners in there. Super popular with all our customers. So come down, utilize our free sample bar. We have an InBody 570 to track results, and we have certified sports nutritionists on staff if you need to be walked through maybe a diet plan to help you get on the right track.
Max Fit Sports Nutrition, 23rd Street, 15th Street. Go check it out. You'll be glad you did. All right, we have a new king of NFL players per capita. It was the great state of Louisiana. Hell, they're going to win. They're going to win. Anyway, Georgia has passed them. Right now, okay, this is done by the NFL per capita, where the players come from per capita. The number one state, Georgia. It makes sense. They pay their high school coaches more than anywhere else besides Texas. And it's big there. The head coaches don't teach. Some of those schools, the coordinators don't teach. They're there to coach football. And they produce them. They got great facilities. They have great weight rooms, great stadiums. It's so big there. It's incredible, high school football. And that's the reason Georgia Bulldogs are so good. And Georgia Tech's pretty good, too. So, Georgia, per capita, one NFL player per about 74,708 as far as the population is concerned. The number two state was Louisiana. They're one out of 78,000. Then number three, I couldn't believe this. Well, it's a small state. Out of number three was Mississippi, one out of 92,000. Number four was Alabama, one out of 96. That's your top four. Ohio was in there too somewhere. But that was the top four. That just shows you how big.
I'm surprised Ohio wasn't higher in that.
Well, Ohio's a big state, too. You got a lot of people live in that state. The smaller states have an advantage. Seriously, look at the popular.
Bunched together.
Come on, we all know where the players come from. Texas. Look at all the players
California,
Florida.
Yeah.
But the population is so bigger than these small, like Mississippi.
15 million more people in Mississippi.
Exactly.
So in Ohio, you have no competition. Every kid grows up wanting to go to Ohio State. Now with NIL, all that, you can throw that out the window. It's because if Oregon wants to come in and buy a player, and they did it 3 or 4 times with Ohio State's 5 stars, they've lost 3 5-stars to them in the last 2 years. They just have more money than most people. If they want a player, they're going to come in and buy them.
If we don't continue in this state to make sports big, and I'm talking local TV stations, news, we don't even have newspapers anymore.
Pay the coaches more.
Radio, we do our part. ESPN does we do our part. But I go up to Birmingham and I watch them in the afternoons have an hour show dedicated with the biggest station in the state on high school football. They do state live coverage of games.
The attendance.
Oh, my God. The bands have over 300 people, them huge cheerleading squads. And then you see the stadiums are packed out. It's just a way of life up there. In Florida, look, we don't get anybody going to the games anymore.
Nah, the stadiums are usually a quarter full.
Is it because we have so many people move in from the, I think it is. We have so many people that move in the state of Florida that what used to be is not important. We got beach. We've got other entertainment. But I think more than that, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, those people grew up.
The
schools
media,
are so
you could
big.
sit on your couch and watch some of these things.
Right, yeah, but I'm just saying, too, though, the smaller states, those little communities, that's everything. Lake Wales shuts down, and their stadium's packed out.
Yeah, even in Ohio, that's a culture up there.
Yeah.
Like, you grow up wanting to play football from a young age.
And everybody goes on Friday nights. They go to the games.
That's like a rite of passage. Your whole family goes out and watches, their son play football or their cheerleaders, cheer, and it's just part of their culture. And I think some of these areas, especially in North Florida, because it's not as big, just doesn't have that established culture like they do in some other areas. Now, I think it's coming back, and I think putting a good product on the field will make a difference, we had some years where it was a little thin.
I'll say this. I'll push back on this.
Yeah.
Down in I was down there in the 80s in Polk County, how it was starting to explode. Then you go to Lee County. We had so many schools. Now it's over double that. This the population is gone crazy in the state of Florida. Central Florida, South Florida, Southeast Florida. The population's gone crazy. People from all over moving in down there, and they don't care about sports.
Right.
They didn't come from that. They weren't raised in small little towns. Sports wasn't that popular there. And nobody knew each other. After a while, you become friends with people that have been there for a while. But, a lot of people in these states we're talking, they grew up there for year after year after year. That's their hometowns and their families' hometowns. I think it's that. I think it was a melting pot here. We got people from all over. And it's just grown so much. It's just not that important.
That, and I think people can watch it on TV and YouTube now, and I think people stay at the house. They feel like the viewing experience is a little bit better. I mean, I remember in the 90s, or early and late 90s, it didn't matter if Bay High, Rutherford were 3-8 or 8-3. The stadium was going to be packed because people cared, and communities cared. That was bragging rights. That was a huge rivalry.
Think about this. We had a guy, it was down in Cape Coral, used to go to all the games, and talking to him, he goes, I don't even go to games anymore. And we're like, what's the deal? He goes, we don't even know who the local kids are.
Right.
He said they go to all these different schools. Nobody stays at one school anymore. We're not even tied into it anymore. We got guys from across the bridge that we don't even know we're playing over here. So that transferring in and out stuff, I think that does affect it somewhat too.
Yeah, and I think there's a bigger issue that's more national in the way we've looked at sports in general with everything that's going on in the world and the politics and stuff like that. I think sports have become kind of second to a lot of families and a lot of people because there's so many problems in the forefront they have to worry about. Now it's like, hey, do we go to a game on a Friday night? Do we need to save some money? Do we really want to go out here and sit for 4 hours? So I think there's some bigger problems culturally that, in the 90s.
Spend all that money on high school jerseys and stuff to go to a game, and then all of a sudden the kid changes to another school.
Right.
I just remember growing up, we never had to have help to buy buses, hotel rooms, anything like that, because, hell, we played at Lanier. We played Lee or somebody like that, there'd be over 20,000 people at the game.
But even in college, some of these bigger brands, they've sold out like hundreds of games in a row. Now it's like you may get a couple games where you're not selling your tickets. Even the Cotton Bowl, you can get tickets for $30 to go to the Cotton Bowl this year at the end there because I just don't think the culture.
That's the reason I thought the TV numbers would be down, but it was totally opposite what I thought. That's like Alabama. If it's not a huge game at the very top, there are not people up there sitting up there nosebleed.
And that's why you saw Miami fans flood the Cotton Bowl. You saw Ole Miss fans flood the Sugar Bowl. You saw Indiana fans flood the Rose Bowl because they'd never been there before.
Right.
So.
Ole Miss took over New Orleans.
Yeah.
Georgia's there all the time. Right. They were there 2 years in a row. But I tell you what, if you've never been to a Sugar Bowl, you've been there. That's a fun place to go.
Absolutely.
We're out. Jason, real quick, where are you located?
23rd Street in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Have a great day. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of